Welcome to Big Tent Singapore. We're hoping to answer many big questions this afternoon, but I want to quickly get one of them right out of the way. Why is this thing called Big Tent? A few of you may be asking. Well, a few years ago, Google's marketing department had paid for an enormous tent for a big event, and the question came afterwards, what the hell do we do with this thing? Someone on our policy team couldn't resist the symbolism of this and decided it would be great to hold an event that would invite speakers to discuss the internet in a way that happens too infrequently. Quite often, debates around the internet happen with one side holding one conference and another side holding another conference, and it seems like everybody agrees, when in fact, no one's really listening to each other. We wanted to set up a space where everyone could have a discussion, and a discussion face-to-face. And it was a discussion essentially both in a metaphorical big tent, but also in an actual big tent. And when we decided to do Big Tent here, we wanted to discuss and focus on culture and innovation. And everyone agrees that culture is good, and everyone agrees that innovation is good, but very often you see that there are big differences of opinion around what makes a great culture or what makes great innovation. It seems particularly apt also to hold this event at Chimes. This is a venue that has reinvented itself through the years, and it's not lost any of its character or history or charm in that time. And it's also kept pace with the modern world. Some people think in their hearts that they really aren't convinced that innovation is a good thing. Some may think that innovation's too expensive. We should ask ourselves, when we're thinking that this innovation is too expensive, we should ask camera film developers or typewriter makers about the costs of not innovating. How many of you, after all, get your camera films developed right now? Not many, I suspect. And Google grew in a place where it's probably easier to innovate than most places. And I say easier rather than easy because, of course, it is hard to continually to innovate. That place, Silicon Valley, gives people permission to fail. It encourages chance encounters. It encourages the exchange and the free flow of ideas. It has a high concentration of investors who are willing to put money into risky ideas. And that's what makes Silicon Valley very special. However, people born in Silicon Valley are no more talented than people anywhere else. In fact, we believe, obviously, that talent is evenly distributed across the world, but talented people with a certain skill would rather live there than anywhere else. So how does this apply to Singapore? Well, Singapore, in some ways, has done exactly what Silicon Valley has done in a lot of other industries. Refiners, bankers, shipping companies, airlines, traders of all kinds come to Singapore because it's one of the best places in Asia to get their ideas off the ground. So what would make Singapore the best place in Asia for an innovator to be? That's what we want to discuss today. So we've brought together social entrepreneurs, new content platforms, policymakers, and journalists from Singapore and abroad to discuss what innovation means to them. And again, we don't expect everyone to agree in these discussions, beyond the fact that the discussion is in itself important. So, as we discuss ways to implement new approaches today, what we're really discussing is Singapore's future. Thank you.